I will add a new page. In public, I'm adding a new page. This page is Flipkart footer.html. Okay. Now in this, I'm designing some page. Just let's put footer. In this, according to Flipkart, they have two divisions, div 1 and div 2. Two divisions are there. This div have a class left panel. This div have a class right panel. We have left panel, right panel. In left panel, again, how many divisions are there? 4. Div, this is just roughly call 1 and this is call 2 and this is call 3 and we have call 4. Okay. Right side, how many are there? Right side again have call 1 and call 2. Call 1 and call 2 we are having. Now you see here in the design, it looks like this. Now what I will do, let's go to the style. In that we have a footer. Roughly background color is black. Color is white. Font size 20 pixel and padding some 20 pixel and height I given some 300 pixel. Then you will see footer will be like this. Now the main footer must be divided into two columns. Then display as what? Grid. Grid template columns. How many fraction? 6 fraction and 6 fraction. Then you will see two divisions are there. Now we have left panel, right panel. That means you have another class, left panel. Left panel, I want to divide into 4 columns. Actually, it is already 6. In 6, we have to divide into 4 divisions. Instead of that, you just use display grid and grid template columns. You imagine this as 12 again. Then you just put 3 fraction, 3 fraction, 3 fraction and 3. What about right panel? Right panel display as grid. I want 2 columns now. Grid template columns 6 fraction and 6 fraction. And you can see it is divided. It is divided into that. You just put your content there. And there is a line between. Actually, that line can be right border of left panel or left border of right panel. Anything you can give. So what I will do, right panel border left, 1 pixel solid white. Then padding left also 10 pixel, some gap. It will be like this. Padding left some 20, 30 I given just gap. This is how we create divisions in divisions. That means you divide and make sure that how many divisions you are creating, exactly those number of divs are present. If one div extra, one div less, then it will affect complete alignment disturbance. Right? You have to just plan accordingly. Majority out of 195% all websites footers are same. They follow the same tradition. Everybody will have the same tradition. You saw Amazon, Flipkart, Netflix, all footers you have seen, you see majority will be same columns divided, right? This is just an example for you. You put the content inside. I will just copy this. This is just to understand how to divide. This is an example for Flipkart footer layout. Just I given a layout. In that you put the contents. You have to put the contents inside. Okay. Now what you have learned up to now, body layout semantics. What you learned is you learned header, footer, section, main, aside, article, nav, address. Address also we have used, right? These are all the semantics we regularly use in page layout design, body layout design. So after understanding this, now we need to learn about general elements, how to present headings, paragraphs, others options we need to learn. Then we can design more, right? Let's see. Now today we will learn about body, uh, body entities and semantics. Other body related entities and semantics we will see. How to use other body entities and semantics. The above ones also semantics, but they are used for layout creation. For general presentation, so many semantics are there, entities are there. What are those? Let's see. First point is when you are working with body, first option is line break. Line break is defined by using BR. BR for line break. And we have blank space. Blank space is defined by using ampersand NBSP semicolon. Another we have pre-formatted. That is defined by using pre. Pre-formatted is using pre. I will show what they are. Another is, so we have big text. That means we have to use big. We have small text. That's we call small. We have sample text. We have SAMP. So we have variables. Variable. We have var. We have code block, code snippet. We have like code. So these are code snippet. Okay, that is code. While working with the body design, we need to use so many other options. So there are so many. First, we will see these. Then many will come, many others. I told you now hundreds of semantics are present. So line breaks, blank spaces, reformatted, big, small text, sample text, variables, and code snippets. Actually, what is the point here is we have this editor. Let's add another HTML page. This is entities.html. Okay. Means for every example, I'm creating some page. Okay. Now here, what is major issue in website designing is we already know HTML is designed and maintained by what WG. These are the people who are responsible for HTML. Already we learned that in the history. HTML is developed and maintained by a community called what WG. Web Hypertext Application Technology Work Group. These people design HTML. It was designed early by Tim Berners-Lee, but now it is maintained by this community. We know that already. We learned the history of that. Now, for designing pages with HTML, which editor we are using? We are using VS Code as editor for designing web pages. Now, is this community recommending this editor to use? No, they are not recommending that editor to use. Do they have their own editor which we can use? No, they don't have any editor. That means you are using some editor designed by somebody. Here, somebody is nothing but this is VS Code belongs to Microsoft. Visual Studio Code belongs to Microsoft. We are using that editor just because of our interest. We liked it and we know its abilities, and worldwide it is proven with good functionality. So people are using. And it is not officially recommended by what WG. That means people who developed HTML, they are not recommending any editor. They say that wherever you want, you write. You can write in Notepad also. That means you can write HTML code in Notepad also. There is no problem. Then what is issue is when you are using some editor which is not built for it, then how you design, the browser cannot understand in the same way. That means you written something, you designed something, but browser cannot understand in the same way. It will transform. That means it will change. That means in a editor, how developer writes in the same way, browser can't understand. Some it can understand, some it can change. That is one big drawback. And that is very common also. That means in this editor, I written hello and welcome to HTML. So this is our static web page. Something like this I written. In an editor, developer have written 3 lines, but browser will show it in 1 line. That means browser cannot show exactly how you design. It will transform. So many things it will do like that. That is the reason what we need is we need some additional elements, entities to present it correctly. First problem with browser is it can't recognize the line breaks that you have manually given in your editor. It will skip them. It will display everything in 1 line. So we have to manually add the breaks. Then how do we manually add the breaks? By using which element you have to use? BR. Right? It is used to add a manual line break. That means what it does, adds manual line break. It will add a manual line break. That means what you have to do. So we go here. After the word hello, we add BR. And after welcome to HTML, we add BR. After static page, we don't need because there is nothing after it. So you will see that now it will come in 3 lines. That means it is going to display with breaks. By default, breaks are ignored. You have to write breaks. Now you may ask a question. Can I write in 3 divs? You cannot use a div for a break because div means separating a topic, na, technical. All these 3 are related to each other. Then we cannot use 3 lines in 3 divs. So we have to use breaks, BR, for line break. So The concept of BR is to add a line break, and it's not necessary that it should be end. You can add anywhere. Suppose in between you add a BR, then after that word, a break will come. You can add line break anywhere you want. And we need to add, many times we need to add the line breaks. That is important. So this is one concept. So line break is used for that. Here some questions are there. I will tell you. Some questions also we will see. First, we will understand these elements. Then we will go into some interview question, how they ask them. Okay, this is line break, BR. Another one, space also. Ampersand NBSP is nothing but adds so single character blank space. So a single character blank space, it can add ampersand NBSP. Actually, what is the point is, in the editor, when you type something, by default, browser allows one character space between words or letters. Extra anything you give, it will delete. That means browser allows, actually browser takes one character space between letters or between words. Any extra space you given accidentally, intentionally, it will delete them. It is going to delete them. So extra spaces, it will delete. That is the nature of browser. That means you see now, see the space between words and characters, one space it is already taking. Suppose what I am doing, so this HTML, one character space I will give between all the four letters. And you can see it is working fine. It is taking that one character space. Okay, I am adding extra space. I am adding extra two more character space. Extra two more character space. And extra two more character space. And it is not taking them. That means default one character space it will take. More than that, it will not. Then if you want manually extra spaces, then do one thing. Up to one space, because it takes up to one space, you put one space. Actually, this is normal. Up to one space, you put extra spaces, you add ampersand NBSP semicolon. It is called non-breakable space. One more space I want, again ampersand NBSP semicolon. Like that, what I will do, I will copy. After T, one space, it will take by default. Extra spaces you add. One space, it will take by default. Extra spaces we add. Then it will come like this. Anywhere you want a little bit extra space, then you can add by using ampersand NBSP. This is very important for using spaces. So this is non-breakable space. So when you design anything in a page, one problem is line breaks, it will ignore. Extra spaces, it will ignore. We have to manually developers, fresher or experience. They want some Java developer. Then Wipro, Infosys, TCS, these type of MNCs don't have time for any interviews to you. They don't have any time for sparing with you. They don't have time. That means they can't spend 1 day, 2 days with you, interviewing you, conducting exam to you. That is time waste for them. That means MNCs cannot lose even a minute of time from developer side. That's the reason These days, majority of MNCs, what they do, they give this work to third party consultancies. That means what happens? Suppose we have one consultancy. That consultancy is working for Wipro, Infosys, TCS like people. Now Wipro people say that I want 10 Java developers with 5 years experience for my project. Then what these consultancies will do is first they put that in the Naukri like site. Their HR will go search for resumes and all. And how they test the people, they use these platforms. So in these platforms, they are paid members. What they do, they will just enter the criteria that questions for 5 years experience Java developer. It will create a question paper with problem solving, everything. It will generate everything for them. And just they will send that to the person who is appearing for interview. And what he have to do, login, and he need to write the exam. Means code, code snippets, everything he have to write and submit. And automatically it will evaluate his answers, cases and everything, and it will give him give them a complete overview. 1 lakh people written, final dashboard will come. In that 1 lakh people, how many people got the range of these marks, and how many people have the ability to clear all that. They will pick from them, and they will finalize those people. They select 4 or 5 people from all this test, and they will send these 5 people for the interview. That means to go into the main campus interview for that particular company, first you have to go through all this. And all these days, companies are using these platforms. That is the reason Java, .NET, Python, JavaScript, React, Angular, all these learners, what they do after learning technology, they can go here. There they have sample tests. For example, I will show you. We have a sample test like lead code. This is lead code 30 days of JavaScript. That means you can go into this. Actually, this is lead code 30 days of JavaScript. I will give this one. Yeah. Actually, this is 30 days JavaScript. You finish learning JavaScript, you come here and solve all these problems. All these problems you solve. Once you solve all these problems, they will give a digital certificate saying that this person finished problem solving in lead code. Do you know these digital certificates are very much valid for even MNC interviews? You can put them in resume. And these days, companies look for such certificates. You are a Java developer, React developer, .NET developer, Python developer. I will see such certificates you are having or not. That means, remember, solving the problems given here is not easy. If I give one problem here, for you to understand the problem, it will take 1 day. Forget about solving it. Understanding itself, you can't understand the problem. You will be very much confused until or unless somebody guides you. Don't think that it is easy. If you solve 4 problems, I will guarantee that you will get a job. Right? If you solve just 4 problems, I will guarantee that you will get a job. Right? And it is not easy. And if anybody guides, you will get a clarity how to explore the problem and solve it. Then you can do it. And we will do this. When we do our JavaScript, we will do this. And when we do this, you will get a clarity that, okay, how interviews will ask problems and how do we solve those problems. And if you get a certificate from here, free it is. You can freely log in, you can get a free certificate, and you can put it in resume. And if any interviewer sees that you have lead code certification, you have hacker rank certification, they will give first priority to these people because they have a confident enough that, okay, this person is good because logically he is good because he solved these problems. Right? That's the reason this is very important. Why I showed you this? Because you see this website. This is a website, right? Why I'm talking about this? Because you see this website. In this website, I will select first problem and it will show me the problem like this. It will show me the problem like this. Forget about problem solving and all these. First question is how you present like this? How you present like this? Forget about problem solving and all these things. How they designed this page? How they designed this page? Because just for after all one line break, I have to use BR everywhere. Then how they designed like this? It's very complicated. I am not talking about problem solving. I am talking about just design. That means if you see colleges, universities, software companies, their websites, lot of formulas, calculations, lot of code blocks. How to design them? These days, this is very important to understand, right? And actually, what these do is when you write here, do you know you can write the problem here? You can write the code, you can run the code. You will see there will be an option. You can test it, you can run it. Actually, you have to log in to run and submit. If you log in, free login it is, it will run and it will verify is the code correct or wrong, and it will show you the result. That means our concept is not problem solving. Our concept is how they design this. That means after all, for one break, I have to write BR everywhere. Then how they designed this type of block? Let's see how we can design such type of block. Just that block I am talking about. So what I will do is, let's go here and I will create one div. Just roughly, I created a div. In this div, let's write this var create hello world, var create hello world. Okay, is equal to what else? Function. Okay, and a parenthesis like this. Okay, what else? They have some break. Okay, what is it? Return. What they are returning? A function with what? Args. And this is the function. Okay, and a semicolon here. Fine. This is what their design is. That is their design. And I written exactly like that. But what my browser will do? My browser will show like this. Then how you present exactly like that? Alignments, placements, exactly like that. Then using here one BR, here one BR, here one BR, and see here spaces. It's difficult. Simply, what you can do is you can enclose this in a pre-element. If you enclose that in a pre-element, what pre-element can do is it can keep the format exactly as you have entered, with spaces, with breaks. How you entered in editor, it will keep them exactly as it is. What is advantage now? You can see it prints exactly like that. That's good. That means I don't need to use lot of BR, lot of blank space. Means this is very important for if you are developing a business application, formulas, calculations, some data presentation in a block style. Schools, colleges, universities, software companies, their programs, codes, everything is this much complex. And for that, we have a simple option pre. That means you want such blocks as it is to display, just enclose that in a pre. Of course, pre have a different appearance. Now you see what we can do. Actually, you see pre have lot of padding margin. It is having margin actually. So for example, for this pre, I will write a style. What I am doing in the style, we are writing pre. And for pre, I given a border 1 pixel. So solid and gray color border I am giving. So that you can see there is a border. And what we don't want the border. I will say padding left. Already padding is at its own position. Its starting position is that. Then what we will do, minus 50 pixel. Minus means it will move this side. Plus means it will move this side. Positive. That means you can use padding left or we can use another option because there is no border. Margin padding both are same. Na? Already we learned that if there is border, then padding is inside the border. So if there is no border, we can use what? Margin left minus 40 pixel. Then you see it will shift left. So minus 50 pixel, it will shift left. Your wish, you can do anything. Suppose for pre, what I am doing, I am using some background color, some black, and I am using color as some white. And you can see it looks like this. Width height, I'm using width as 400 pixel, little bit short. Padding as 20 pixel. That means some gap around. We can place anywhere. This is the way of presenting certain blocks. Not entire page. Entire page we don't write in pre. We write only certain blocks because entire page alignments are different. Only certain blocks we need them. This type of presentation is very common these days, right? And for that, you need this option. What is that option we are having? Pre. So what is the concept of pre? Colors and all I will remove. Yeah. So what is the concept of pre is pre-formatted. So what is the meaning of this pre-formatted? So pre-formatted. So pre-formatted with spaces and breaks. Pre-formatted with spaces and breaks as defined in editor. Pre-formatted with spaces and breaks as defined in editor. How you define in editor, in the same way it is going to show. It is going to display. Right. Here, this is pre. How you present the content as this. One more option is here. If you see that actually in modern days of web designing, such coding platforms and all, actually this is a code block. That is a code block. These days we have online compiling systems. That means browsers can use compilers. They can translate your code, run it and execute. Actually, earlier, suppose I want to run a Java program in my computer, a lengthy process, install Java, do this, do that and all. But now just open browser, write a Java program, run. That means you don't need to download Visual Studio Code. Visual Studio Code is online. Online Visual Studio Code is present. That means you don't need to download and install Visual Studio Code. You can directly use online. Actually, you have Visual Studio Code online. See, this is code online. This is online Visual Studio Code editor. This is online Visual Studio Code editor. You can see this is an online Visual Studio Code editor. That means inside the browser, VS Code. That means many times people have complaint like, suppose I'm using a tab. In a tab, I want to practice some project. I can't install VS Code in that. Just open browser, you can have VS Code. Right? You can run a Java.NET program also just in browser. And for that, they use internally so many compiler systems and everything. That means for such modern generation of web designing, if you want the browser to understand that this is normal text and this is a code block, then generally what we do to tell the browser, to tell the search engines that this is not normal text, this is some code block, then usually what we do is we enclose this in another area called code. We enclose this in another area called code. And remember, code, I will remove Priya. Code is not for alignment. Code, if I write code, it looks like this only. Font style and all little bit changed. Code is to tell the browser that this is not ordinary text, this is some computer code. That means now browsers, compilers, search engines can easily understand that, okay, this is not normal paragraph or text, it is some code block. For that, they have a separate semantic called code. But code is just to tell that it is code. It is not about alignments. Then alignments, how you do? Alignments we have to do by using what? Pre. You write pre in code, code in pre, anything is okay, no problem. That means you can see pre will keep the format as it is. That means visually it is correct. Technically it is correct. Technically it is a code block. And in computer programming, actually these type of code blocks, actually this is called variable. That is called variable. Variable is a location where we store some data and use it later whenever required. In computer programming, now if a compiler have to understand this is a variable, they have a special option. They can put this in a var element. We have a var element separate. We have a var element. So this I will put a little bit here. Okay. We have a var element. Var element is this variable have a different appearance. And you can see that wherever var is there, I will put var color as blue. Then you can see var have a different appearance. And this is not about appearance. Is it italic? Is it bold? That is not the point. That means a compiler understands that this is a variable in program. And generally, many people who know already HTML, they don't know all this. Means they don't know that there is var. Some people even don't know that there is code. Why they don't need to know? Because why I need to know? I am designing some shopping site where I need this. I designing some business site where I need variables. I don't need. That means even so many people see here now 10 years, 15 years experienced people attend our Angular React like batches, already working in companies. When we teach .NET, Angular, React like technologies, 5 years, 10 years experienced people attend that. Already they are working in them. And when we write such new things, they ask, sir, what is this var? Are you serious? You are a .NET developer from more than 5 years. .NET, huge web application developer. And now you are asking what is var? It is, after all, very simple HTML element, which is used for variables. They don't know. They don't need to know. That is not their problem. That is not their necessity. They don't need to know. Why they need to know? Time waste for them. That means you sit here and start learning everything, time waste. You have to just learn what is needed. Right? You have to just learn what is needed. You try to sit here to learn everything, not possible. It's not possible. I will tell you one point. You learned body section now. Body, right? You learned body section. How many attributes I told you about body? Body related, how many attributes? Some 9, 10 attributes we learned. BG color, background and all. Right, see, I will show you. Actually, suppose I will show the current concept here. So, var is equal to document dot create element. body. So don't worry what I am writing, just observe that. So for where property in BD. So console.log and I'm using a property. Okay. And you see, I written a code, I written a logic to read all the properties of body section. Means I written some logic to read all the properties of body section. I written some program to read all the properties of body. You see, body have text. Text means text color. Body have link, V link, A link, BG color, background. I told you all these now, right? But observe, these are all body related attributes. Understood? I scrolled very fast, right? These are all body related attributes. Now, if I have to teach you all these, you have to sit 1 year for HTML. Only HTML, nothing else. 1 year it will take to learn just HTML. What do you think? Java learner learns everything in Java? Not possible. Even you have 50 years experience in Java, you born when Java born, you learned when Java started, even you don't know everything in Java. Not possible. Not possible. So why? Because it is too much complex. That means learning everything designed by a software technology is not possible. Right? Now, this is one big problem also. Sometimes what happens? You people come and ask like, sir, in body one option is there, you haven't told us. What should I tell? In body there are 500 options. Do you want me to tell everything? Time waste. Why you are learning everything? I will tell only what are regularly used. Sometimes in some projects, rarely some extra option you may have to use. Then what is your ability is to explore it, learn by yourself. If you can't learn by yourself, you are not a software developer. Everything you cannot get anywhere. Anywhere in the world on any YouTube channel, nobody will tell all this. It's not possible. That means every concept is very huge. Imagine one body element is having how many attributes? And if I have to explain every attribute of this body, then its body itself, it will take 1 month, right? That is very much too complicated. That's the reason we are learning and using only what is needed regularly for app development. Majority, whatever we learn is enough. Sometimes some extra things we need. Then those we have to explore by ourselves. Right? So that is the reason some people don't know about var and code. No problem. Why? Because why they have to know? Because all these days they worked in several projects. They never need this. Whatever they need, they use it. Otherwise, they have to now learn about these new options. We regularly see very advanced technologies when we are teaching. Very experienced people come to learn those technologies. They keep asking like, "Sir, I haven't seen this anywhere. What is it?" They ask. And we have to tell that this is one option for this particular purpose. Why you haven't learned, we will not ask. Why? Because he don't need that in his situations. Right? So you need to understand that there are so many such options. So one important option is var. What is this var? This var is used for it is used to configure variables. Configure variables. So and what is this code? It is used to present code snippet. Code snippet means code block. It is used to present a code block. And sample text, it is used for sample output text. Output text. Output text. Sample output text. Big is nothing but large letters. Small is nothing but small letters. Small letters. That means little larger than normal, little smaller than normal. We can actually apply font size, but without font size, little large, little small, we can simply apply by using small and big. Right. So these are all some basic semantic here. We have big, we have small. Later, I will show you how to design this entire page. That means this entire screen we will design. In the coming next levels, we will design this entire screen, including this one. That means header, left panel, right panel, how they put the content inside. We will design this entire part as it is. Right. For that, some more things you have to learn. Right. In this, you have seen these options, and okay, I will show you some more. What is this sample text? You see here what they have done. So write a function, okay, and the sample function name is create hello world. Actually, this type of samples are defined in sample text. That means when I want to say that, assume that this is to happen, that we will put in SAMP. SAMP is what? Sample text. I want to show some output. I want to tell the user that output looks like this. Then I have to put in sample text. Actually, how they write this, I will show you. That means what we will do above this, just above this, I will put a div again. Okay. In this, we are writing this sentence. What is it? Write a function. Write a function. And the function name is SAMP, sample text. What is the sample text? Create hello world. Okay. After that, continue. So it should return. So, okay, this is fine and fine. It should return. What it should return? It should return a new function. It should return a new function that always returns. That always returns. Another is there. What is it? Another sample text we want. And what is that sample text? Hello world. Hello world. That means we are saying that these are two samples. And observe carefully, whatever I return there, it will show like this. You see, create hello world is in different font style. It is in different font style. Just I enclosed it in SAMP. I am not using any size, style, anything. Just hello world also looks different. Different from normal text, na? It's not same. Now what we will do here, we will add one more. So let's put a break here also. BR, 2 lines break, little break. And you see now what I am doing. I am writing wherever SAMP is there, sample is there. We will put some border, 1 pixel, solid, gray color border we are giving. Padding, 1 pixel padding we are giving. Border radius 2 pixel, little small, rounded we are using. And actually, like them, background color is light gray. So we are using a light gray background color like this. That means whatever they have, such appearances we are giving. Now, by default, this is in SAMP, which is not same as this. Which is not same as this. And little bit font size increase, font size decrease, then we can use this. For example, you see here, static. I use the word static in a big. Big means large. I will use this page. I will use this page in a small. Okay, just roughly. And you will see that you see static looks larger than normal text. And page looks smaller than normal text. This is little large and this is a little small than normal text. Little bit increase, decrease in the font size we can display like that. We have ready-made elements for them. We just use those elements. So in this, I tried to show all of them. That means we have line breaks, we have blank spaces, we have pre-formatted, we have code blocks, we have variables, we have sample text, right? All these are very important basic semantics. I hope you are clear. Breaks, blank spaces, pre-formatted, big and large, big and small, sample text, variables, and code snippets. So this example I will copy just for your reference sake. I am keeping. Later we will put in so many places. This is just beginning. We are just adding with syntax. Later we will design such things so many. In every place we will use them. Now here one regular question will come in interviews. We see regular question in interviews when we use breaks and all this. One regular question asked is, what is difference between BR and BR slash? This is very common seen in interviews. We have seen this very common. In regular interviews, they ask this question, what is BR and BR slash? Because we see that developers write BR slash for breaks very much. But what is difference between them? What is the difference is actually the answer for this is there is no BR slash in HTML. In HTML, there is no BR slash, but we see that our developers regularly use it and it will work also. But HTML don't have it. Then if HTML is not having, why you are writing it? Why our developers are writing it? And why they ask in interviews this about this? So technically there is no BR slash in HTML. Then why people write? Because see the point here. For example, we want a line break. And when we want a line break here, I will remove this. Then what will happen after hello? So welcome to HTML and line break is removed. I want to add a line break here. Then what I will do? I will put a BR slash. I'm using a BR slash and you see that line break is coming fine. But when I right click and inspect and when I go to elements, you see you go to the elements. This is elements. In elements, go to the body. In the body, you see there is no BR slash. After HTML, the BR slash I written is BR only. It is BR only. But in my code, after this sentence welcome, what I have done, I used BR slash. But here it is showing only BR. That means there is no BR slash at all. Then why my developer write like this? That majority you will see several places people writing like this. That means why my developer is writing like this? Because we have one point I already told you. So we are using Visual Studio Code for designing a HTML page. Remember one point, there is no software in the world which can identify problems in HTML. Seriously, there is no software in the world which can identify the problems in HTML. No software in the world, right? And all are, if any software is showing some issues in HTML, it is not officially software. It also have some problems. There is no software at all. We have so many softwares which will find problem in Java, .NET, C, C++, they will show. But there is no software in the world which can show problems in HTML. That means you see we are using Visual Studio Code designed by whom? Microsoft. Observe carefully. See, what do you think? It understands HTML? No, it doesn't understand HTML. You see, I'm typing A, B, C, D, E, F, G and close. It will put an end tag. Seriously? That means Visual Studio saying that there is an end tag for this. This is nonsense. I written some nonsense and it is showing an end tag for that. Right? That means it doesn't know HTML. Then why it is showing end tag? that is a blind program written in the background saying that in angle bracket, anybody puts anything, put an end. That means, is it knowing, is it awareness of HTML? No, it's a blind program. That means Visual Studio Code also don't know HTML. It is blindly following one strategy, one concept. And this creates huge issues later. What is the issue is, see, I told you that in HTML, some elements are void. Void means they don't need an end token. Am I right? Void elements don't need an end token. Already we discussed that. So now what I write is, I written like this, BR. And I know that it doesn't have end token, but my editor don't know. As of now, I am using Visual Studio Code. It's fine. It knows. But some editors don't know that they don't have end token. They give warning to me. They will say that, are you missing end tag? There is no end tag for it. Why you are giving warning to me? Because in its programming, every tag may have an end. But according to us, we know that it doesn't need an end tag. But I get unnecessary warnings on my screen. Then what developers do to suppress such warnings? They tell that editor that it doesn't needs an end tag. It is an self-ending tag. Then they put a slash. Slash indicates that it doesn't needs a end tag. It is self-ending element, means it is void element. And actually it is not necessary. In official HTML, we don't have this. But developer have to write this in order to suppress the warnings given by some editors. Not all editors, some editors. Some editors give unnecessary warnings, right? And we want to suppress them. And for that reason, people have an habit of writing like that. So, will you recommend me to use BR slash? No, there is no BR slash. Just you write BR. If any editor is giving warning also, that is warning. Simply ignore. No problem. It's not error. Warning means just telling that it might be missing something. You know that it is not missing anything. You can continue. But it irritates the developer. Why? Because lot of warnings. Actual warnings, I will miss them. That is the reason we have an habit of using this slash. That means this is called self-ending syntax. That is an self-ending syntax. So actually there is no BR slash in HTML. It is just a self-ending syntax for void elements to suppress warnings. To suppress warnings. That is just a self-ending syntax for suppressing warnings. So there is no BR slash. There is no BR slash. Just we have only BR. Right. So that is one important, right? So whenever you are talking about BR and all, this comes regularly. Right. Right. So I hope you understood this semantic, right? In this semantics, majority question will be about what is BR slash, and others you already know, because in explanation itself I given. What is this var? That means in computer programming, variables are storage locations in memory. And to make the compiler understand that this is a storage location in a computer program, we have a element called var. We have an element called var, right? So that means if anybody asked you that what is var, so the point here it is, variables are storage locations in memory where you can store a value and use it as a part of any expression. Variables in code snippet are represented with var to make them compiler friendly. to make them compiler friendly. That is the point about var. Same concept is for code snippet also, right? Right. So another, in interviews they ask how to present a token. How to present a token in page. That's very common question actually. How to present a token? Token cannot be presented at all. Token cannot be presented at all. That means what? I am writing body and I am saying that I want to show this as it is. You can't show. How you will show? You write in angle bracket, it becomes body token. That means, but I want to show this. I want to show this token as it is. I don't want to use as body. I want to show it. Right? That means, suppose what I am doing is here, I am writing some page. That means here, I'll put another div and just a break. And here, what we are doing, so sample HTML page. I'm using like this. Means I'm publishing some HTML tutorial. In HTML tutorial, what we want to do now in this tutorial, a sample HTML page is there. And what I'm doing, this sample HTML page, I'm writing like this, doc type HTML. I'm writing like this, doc type HTML, I'm writing. And you can see that it is not presenting it, right? I'm writing HTML and I'm writing head, right? And you can see that it is not presenting that. It is not presenting. But this is my tutorial. I want to present like this. You can't present. Then how do you present this symbol? We have to use ampersand LT semicolon less than. And this symbol, we have to use ampersand GT semicolon. That means everywhere we have to use. Now you may ask, like, can I use pre? No, pre is only for two things, line breaks and spaces. You cannot use pre. That means, for example, what I do here is C. So, okay, what we will do? We will plan to present this in which element? Pre-element. I will plan to present that in pre-element. Like this, I am trying to present in pre-element. And you see, it is not showing anything. It is not showing anything because these are presented ampersand LT and ampersand GT. We have to present like this. This ampersand GT greater than symbol. So, and this is ampersand LT less than symbol. Same. This is ampersand LT and this is ampersand GT. So LT semicolon, GT semicolon. Just everything you have to write like this, ampersand LT and ampersand GT. Like this we need to design. Actually, this is GT, GT, okay, and this is LT, less than, and you can see that now it can present it. You can't present a token as it is. You need to convert everything. And that is very common. So for general freshers, these type of questions are very common. They look very simple, but they can't answer. Right? People now they learn HTML, CSS in their colleges. They think that I know everything. And when they go to interview, they will ask 10 questions. You can't even attempt them. Very basic. They look like very basic. You don't know. Then all your confidence of school, college, HTML, you will lose. Why? Because you are very confident that these are very simple things I learned from school days, college days. But the questions will be in such a way that you can't manage. Even experienced people cannot answer certain things. So, and it is very basic HTML thing all. Right? There are so many such complexities. These days for freshers, these all questions are asked. Right? These days, fresher interviews also complicated. So experienced interviews are very easy than freshers. Experienced people exactly know what they will ask because what they put in experience, they ask. Freshers, too many things. They ask so many twisted things. These days we have seen because our students regularly attending interviews, they come and tell us that, sir, you told, and they ask. Right? In other interviews, they don't ask. Right? That's the reason these are important to understand. So how you present token? So by using uh, entities with by using entities like ampersand lt semicolon, and this is another one is ampersand gt semicolon. These two we have to use. So ampersand lt semicolon, and you have html. Just roughly I'm giving ampersand gt semicolon, less than and greater than symbols. That means it is going to present like this. Right? If you give space, one character space also will come. You have to write immediate, then without space they will come. Right? This is one example how you can present a token in the page. Tokens cannot be presented. Their results only can be presented. This is the example. Huh? Right? These are all basic entities. Now we have more headings, paragraphs, block quotes, how to design them. That we'll see in next session. Tomorrow we'll continue. Right? In tomorrow's session, we will continue this. We have more headings, paragraphs, and other options also. So in tomorrow's session, we are going to learn more semantics. Remember, after learning them, we will put them in our template. We have to finish the template now. For finishing template, these all are necessary. You need to know all this. Then we can finish the template. We can design. Right? Tomorrow we'll continue with that. Tomorrow we will have normal session and doubt session also. Means first 1 hour I will take just the important concepts continuing. After that, I will take some doubt session. If you have any doubts, we will clarify those doubts in the tomorrow session also. Okay. Then tomorrow will continue. Okay. Right.